Welcome to another episode of Third and Three with Coach Roger Holmes. I'm Jason Holcomb, joined as always by the coach. Coach, the results weren't exactly what we wanted, but there were definitely some bright spots. Let's go ahead and recap last week's game against Dodge.
Jason, it was a typical first game. You know, I know our fans have heard me say on here, a lot of times the first time you go out to play a game, teams don't necessarily win the first game of the year. A lot of times you lose it, and we did that. Now, Dodge played well. Obviously, it was their second game, but they had 0 turnovers. The difference in the football game was the fact that we turned the football over twice, once on a fumble, once on an interception, and both of those led to touchdowns, one a 99-yard fumble recovery return for a touchdown, and then a 95-yard interception return for a touchdown. Our kids battled and kept the winning mentality, we felt like, throughout the night. But our conditioning was poor. Our execution was not where it needs to be, which you don't expect it will be in week one. But our kids finally had an opportunity to get a great film to look at, point out not only the things that you're doing wrong, but the things that we're doing right. And, you know, I was real pleased this week as we've shown back up. We've had a good attitude. We've practiced with the right intensity that, quite frankly, has not been where it needed to be. So hopefully our young men are responding well. We've got an open date this week, obviously, and that works out pretty good because it gives us time to focus on more of the things that we weren't doing well.
Now, Coach, you were a couple of guys that stood out for you last week.
Well, I think number one young man that played an excellent football game on both sides of the football for us was Nathaniel Ford. Nathaniel's an offensive guard, came in and played Mike linebacker, came down the hill real well and did a good job for us right there. Desmond Gilbert, who went into the game as a backup, who's a kid we think has the potential to play and do a good job. And Dez played with a great effort the other night. And that's one of the areas that Dez has got to improve on, is to continue to come to practice every day and play with quality and high motor play after play after play. And so with that being the case, we're hoping that, you know, he'll just continue to improve.
Well, Coach, it's nice to hear that there are some definite bright spots. Looking at the highlights, obviously there were some very big highlights for us. I feel like there's some good things that we can build from, and that's what we want to do, because last week's game, although it's a regular season game, doesn't count towards your region total, which is ultimately what we need to be good at so that we can get in the playoffs this year. We're transitioning to Class A football. What do we need to start looking at as a fan base, and what do we need to start, because these are different types of teams, and so I know people assume that a double A shifting to single A, but that's not the case. That doesn't mean that we're just going to whoop up on everybody.
No, and we've known that. Now, a lot of people want to project their type of input on those type things, Jason, but you know, Wheeler County, for example, they've made a coaching change. They're off to a 2-0 start right now based on their matchup this week. There's a good opportunity that they're coming to the Shamrock Bowl at our first region game 3-0. Bleckley County, who goes over and beats West Lawrence 2 weeks ago, takes on Wilcox County this past week. Wilcox County goes in and beats Bleckley, and they're in our region. So again, the competition level will be high. Johnson County went over, and I think it was 28-0 with East Lawrence. East Lawrence is in the Double A region that we just came out of. So we know that each week we're going to be into a battle, you know, and our football team has just got to worry about Dublin, take care of Dublin, and fix the things that we're not doing well, and then go out on Friday night and see where we come.
Well, one thing that we have to battle right now is our new member of the coaching staff, Lucky, because he seems to keep finding ways to not be doing what he's supposed to be doing. So without further ado, here's the latest episode of Lucky.
Oh, man. Have you seen Lucky? He's supposed to be working.
No, in fact, I hadn't seen the trophy either. We better find both or we're both going to get in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Let's go.
The light, the heat, I am complete. I see the doorway to 1,000 churches.
Lucky, What's going on in here?
Yes, Coach Brown, what is up?
Lucky, we gotta have this field striped by 11:30, or it's both our hides.
I do not have a hide. I am made of a composite material.
You know what I mean.
Lucky. Speaking of things, I'm sure Coach don't want you having popcorn all in that trophy neither.
He also won't be too happy when the Vols lose to the Columbia Chickens in 2 weeks.
Ooh, man, he is rough. Lucky, we got a question.
If it is about your clothing choices, then my answer is don't.
Don't?
Yes, when you go to your closet and think something looks good, don't.
That's enough. We got to know, what do the Irish have to do to beat Wheeler next week?
My calculations say that if the Irish can eliminate turnovers and sustain long drives, then Dublin can defeat the Bulldogs.
Wow, a straight answer for once.
Speaking of straight, I need you to get out there and paint some straight lines.
It is currently 10:30, and it only takes me 37 minutes to mark the field. I still have time to finish my film study. I see the light and the heat in your eyes. Oh, I want to be that complete. I want to touch the light, the heat I see in your eyes.
Well, Coach, I'm going to tell you, Lucky, he does a good work, but he's like one of them artisans. It's when you can get him to work, he does great work. So we just got to hope that he'll keep trying to do that work instead of not working.
Lucky don't always go out and do things on his own. Sometimes you have to tell him, but when you tell him, boy, his quality is phenomenal.
Well, we hope that he'll keep doing that. We want to encourage y'all to ask Lucky as well. You know, yes, we've got questions, but we know you've got questions too. See what you can stump Lucky with. So be sure to ask him by sending us the questions in the comments below. Now, Coach, with that first home game, we got to remind people that ticket sales are handled differently this year, and we're doing them online. What do you want to tell folks again? Because we keep trying to harp on the importance of a season ticket this year.
Well, again, our tickets are on sale for Wheeler County already on the website. Your season tickets are on sale, and your Touchdown Club memberships. Those are on sale. You can get to those. Jason will show you right here. You can get to those off the Dublin City website. It's to your advantage to buy the season ticket up front. Because simply if you do that, it guarantees you a seat every week in the stadium. We're only selling 1,500 tickets, and when they're gone, they're gone.
Want to make sure that you take advantage of that. Go ahead and place your order. It's real easy and simple. You make a couple clicks, you add your debit card or your credit card, and you're good to go. And then you bring your little sheet of paper or your phone, and they scan it, and you come in the door. It's a really great thing. It's no different than going to a concert or any of these other ball games that you go to. So please take advantage of that. Come support these young men. And Coach, before we call it a day, we got to go ahead and go to the mustache matchup. So without further ado, we must ask you a question.
Let's go.
All right, Coach, the mustache matchup this week, it's a battle of superheroes because I'm a big superhero nut. And so for this week, we're going to be pitting Captain America against Superman.
Jason, I'm going with Superman.
That's kind of funny you say that because, you know, with Superman, you know, people don't understand that Superman don't usually have a mustache. Superman, he had a mustache because he was contractually obligated because of Mission Impossible.
Jason, it's a football show, man. Stay on track.
Sorry,
Stay on track.
I went a little comic book nerd on y'all. But we want to make sure that you enjoy this show. Make sure to share it, like it. Help spread the word about these young men. They're working real hard out here. Coach Holmes and his staff are working out hard. Get those season tickets. Tune in to us if you can't make it to the game on 101.3 with Coach Strick. And as always, this has been 3rd and 3 with Coach Roger Holmes.